Hi, I'm Mark.
And I'm Jerry. And we are the Military Collectibles Shop. So, together again, back from the Show of Shows, which was a fantastic show. If you were there,
And if you
weren't there, it was okay.
It was okay.
Wasn't that good? No, it was a really great show. So I know a lot of you have seen the video that we did about when we went without Mark, or real Mark. We did bring Puppet Mark. And Puppet Mark actually found something, so that was good. But anyways, so I just wanted to get together and do kind of an after-action report, let you know what I was able to find for my own collection, what we were able to find for Mark's collection, and some other stuff that we picked up. It's actually kind of, full disclosure, some of the stuff was found at the show, some of the stuff was brought into us at the show. Some of the stuff I had a guy hold for me until I could pay him the money that I needed to get the stuff from him. But yeah, so we got some interesting stuff. So a nice variety of things, and I think some pretty interesting things. So we'd like to share them with you.
Well, I don't want to blow through all of my items instantly, so why don't you show the people what you got?
I'll get a start on this. Okay. Yeah, this is the part where my mind just freezes.
Oh, how about this knife?
Oh, okay. It's right on top. There we go. We'll go on the sedentary method. This is cool. From one of our friends. I haven't seen in a while, so it was good to see him. But he had some stuff to sell at the show, so he came around with a bunch of different pieces. This is actually a buck knife dive knife, and not normally something, not specifically military, but I do have other venues for things, so things like this I actually can use out at my antique mall. So it's a real nice buck knife. Everybody loves a buck knife anyhow. I don't want to take it apart because there's a lot of straps and things. But
it's complicated.
It is.
You'll be eaten by the shark long before you get that out of there.
If I have to put it back together, it'll take a while too. But so it was great to get this. Nice buck knife in the dive configuration. So that was cool. Also from him, I got. I'll take it out of its protective packaging. A manual on half-track vehicles, which is cool. It's the list of all the parts. So if you got a half-track and you need a spring, I know which one you need.
All right, excellent.
Hey, we should show this to that guy who was in tonight who collects manuals.
Oh,
yeah, he left. Okay, well, he'll be back again next year. But a cool manual. Also, from our friend, this is kind of cool. It's a girdle. He said, "You guys are fat." No, he did not. Well, he might have, but this is kind of rare. I didn't know what this was. He had to explain it to me. Explain it to me like I'm stupid. He said, "No problem."
He was just selling it to you, so he was just making stuff.
Right. But this is a survival vest. Or, I don't know if you call it a vest.
A survival girdle?
A survival girdle for the F4 Phantom. So these were used in Vietnam. And what's cool... Wait for it. A secret breakaway compartment. It's got the holster and the little bandolier.
Oh, look at that. It's for a revolver.
Yeah, probably for the Victory model.
Yeah.
But that was cool, and apparently these are somewhat rare. Yeah, here's the tag: vest, survival, integrated harness, size, universal. Oh, it'll fit. But that was cool. I never had one of these before. A lot of neat pockets, as these survival vests do. Both the F4 Phantom guys, the Vietnam pilot guys.
So the survival knife fits right in there.
Oh yeah, and the all the survival gear guys should be all over that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Okay. Well, here, I actually got one of these from him, too. Why don't you talk about that?
Ooh, look at this.
Ooh, shiny.
This is the 225Q Cattaraugus. I was reading up a little bit on these. It was said that they were delivered with the pallets, and it has like a little head so you could like nail the pallets back. Of course, the guy that was writing the story said, man, those guys are probably issued pry bars and hammers, and so they didn't really use these. But I think he was just guessing anyways. It's a good knife. It's a really thick blade, and
which to me adds to the credence of it being,
something that you could use
the
for
quarter.
more than,
It's
yes.
more of a tool than just a knife.
And with the 225Q for the quartermaster knife, it just makes sense. And there's a substantial, I don't know how well it works for killing Japanese while they're bonsai attacking you, but anyways,
Better than nothing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Also from him, I got some. I shouldn't say I got. Sounds so unprofessional.
Ooh, let's see what you got.
These are some cool photos of some early Indian Wars era guys from North Dakota.
Wow.
Yeah,
Cool.
So just kind of neat early pictures. Fargo. So, speaking of Fargo, I have to give a shout out to my friend John from Fargo and his wife Ronnie, because among all the bizarro military stuff I collect, one of my other not so publicly known collections is I actually collect Super Bowls.
Wow.
Why? I don't know. They're colorful. They're neat. I have a bunch. I have a lot of them. But he was able to find me a jar, and she was able to find me one. And it still works, in case you were wondering. So, yeah, I collect these. They knew that. They got me some. That was awesome.
Wow.
So, thanks, you guys.
Are those military issue?
No, I don't have a military issue one yet. I could be adding that to my collection. But they're just kind of fun. They're colorful. Some are really old. Got a bunch of. Maybe I'll write a book on them someday. But it's a cheap collectible. You don't need to buy expensive things all the time.
Wow.
So like I'll be at a flea market and I won't find anything. I'll find a Super Bowl.
Ooh.
Yeah, or the local Goodwill stores have them. If I don't buy anything, I'll throw a quarter in the machine and get a newly made China Super Bowl.
Oh. So is this a Collins knife?
Well, I believe it is. Let's look.
It's. Wow, look at that.
Well,
it
that's
says
a case.
case.
That's the case. V44.
Wow. That's nice.
XX. Doseki.
Wow. That's a nice knife.
That's a cool knife. A lot better than the last one we got.
Yeah. Yeah, I was working on listing that one. Looks like it was stored.
Water pattern Damascus.
Yeah. This is nice.
Yeah. No, I was real happy to get that.
Wow.
So.
I like the.
Thanks, Jeff.
I like the better style handle than the Collins version. Not that you Collins people, I don't want to insult you or anything.
All right, this is really cool. This is a World War I hate belt, or as Mark says, a dislike belt, or a friendly fire belt. If the guy didn't know who he is. Anyways, it's a whole bunch of British and French World War I insignia that's been affixed to this early leather belt, which is just cool. A lot of regimental badges, a lot of regimental buttons, British, French, Moroccan, but it's just got a really cool look to it. You can tell that this thing has been this way for a very, very long time. So
That's cool.
Just neat to see.
You don't suppose that's all the guys he killed?
I hope not. But so that was cool.
Well, all right. I got a Gebirgsjäger climbing axe.
Ooh, don't we know someone who
thingy.
collects Gebirgsjäger stuff?
Ooh, I believe I do.
Oh, so I was thinking
And
Dave
it's like,
Seegert.
yeah,
Or Mark.
this thing is great.
And speaking of Mark, it's marked, which is unusual for these.
Oh yeah, there's the little circle thing with the markings in it. I can't really read it right now, but and it's got the strap, which
That's actually pretty cool.
yeah,
I don't think I have that. I've got the American equivalent, and it took me a while to find that. The ice, what do they call it? Ice axe? Is that what it is?
I'm not sure, but I know they use this for wedging between the rocks so that you can, as you're climbing up somehow. And
Not a lot of mountains in Wisconsin,
yeah, thank God.
so we defer to our mountain climbing friend, Spencer Victory. Yeah. Anyways, that's cool. That's a neat piece.
So it'll go nicely with my uniforms and whatnot.
Oh, you got some whatnot too?
Yes,
Oh, nice.
I'll show you one of those later.
Okay. All right. Also got some highly radioactive, frequently used by U.S. airborne guys. These are the luminescent discs that they wore on their helmets, and they put them other places too. But these things do actually have a decent amount of iridium in them, so do not eat.
So can you do like X-rays with those?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I got an Edelweiss hat badge.
That's what Puppet Mark found
Yeah.
at the show.
One had fallen off of this hat, so it kind of bounced back.
Now it's back. That's cool. And surprisingly hard to find. Got a nice, what we've dubbed the fancy embroidered type of Sun in Service window banner. This one's for the infantry. Welcome home. And what I liked about this one was kind of the, I don't know, artistic way that the Sun in Service flag is displayed.
Wow.
Kind
Kind of looks saggy and.
of, I wasn't going to go with saggy, but some other adjective to fluffy or
Yes.
whatever. Wind blown.
Creative.
Windswept. Okay, speaking of flags, I'm going to get into my flag mode now. Got a nice, just World War II era sewn star, 48 star United States flag.
Nice.
These are just always nice to have. This one's technically not military marked, but it's definitely of that era. So just nice to find. These display really well. People like these. So that was good. I was happy to find that. I got this actually from our friend Paul. And this is cool. I don't know what it is. I mean, I know what it is. It's a V for Victory flag, but I don't know why it is. I don't know what they use this for. Definitely a naval style, configuration. And what's kind of neat is it's got a red border on one side and a blue border on the other side. Just
Wow.
fancy little extra touches. Dual-sided. One thought was that it was actually for the there was the Victory Force. They took a lot of planes and stuff. They did like tours, victory tours, showcasing like planes and tanks and armaments and different things for the civilians, and showed off different places.
Oh,
Like
cool.
they did it at Paris, they did it in a bunch of New York, a bunch of places. So that was cool. Warren's Further Research should be appearing in my second book as soon as I can finish it. All the other flags, as will this one. This is actually a Canadian war loan flag for the
Wow.
6th Canadian war loan.
Nice.
So that's kind of neat. Shout out to my Canadian friends. And relatives. My grandfather was from Moose Jaw. Moose Jaw.
Wow.
All right, this is cool. I got this at the show, as I did the other ones. But This is a U.S. Army Infantry Regimental flag from the 14th Infantry. And I believe 2nd Battalion is what the little extra 2. And it's got the DI and it's got the little dragon crest on it, which is kind of cool. Wow. Something you don't see. So just a real nice unit flag. It's got the spec
Did they
tag.
fight dragons or?
Yeah, they were the dragon fighters.
Oh.
Okay, but my favorite flag that I got at the show, and this actually walked up, because again, at the show of shows, a lot of people walking around just with stuff. People walk in, oh, do you buy things? Yes. Yes, we do. Well, this is a German flag, and it's a little torn up, but what's cool about it, he said, oh, my uncle brought this back from North Africa. And I'm thinking, oh, that's kind of cool. It's a Panzer ID flag. So what makes it that, it's single-sided, it's got the grommets in the corners, and it's basically the Panzer ID flag size. But what's really cool is his uncle actually wrote on there, May 9th, 43, Tunisia, North Africa. So this is actually an Afrika Korps Panzer ID flag. So
That's awesome.
that's really cool. Especially since I collect, among other things, Super Bowls, Afrika Korps. It's all related.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that.
Okay, since I'm still talking,
You didn't eat one of those radioactive?
no, right? Am I glowing? One of the other things I collect are known as cut-off German insignia, and these are 2 pieces that I got.
That better not be cut off of that new uniform I bought.
Oops, sorry, Mark. It's air conditioned now. But this is actually this is a hat, part of a M43, and when you think about it, this is so sad. But this is at least they saved this part. But this is for a German Hermann Goering Division M43 officer's hat, and this would be a police sleeve eagle, still on the hunks of material that they were cut off of. But I do collect the cut-off pieces, and these are pretty cool cut-off pieces. So that was neat. Here, talk about those.
Oh, look, we have the Panzer Assault Badge, and it's the one that the Panzer is running over the Daisy. And
Those Germans.
so that's pretty cool.
They're so funny.
It's a nice badge. And then we have this 1934 Gau Clone Aachen tinny. It's heavy.
Yeah, Aachen's over by Cologne.
Well, that would make sense why they would only make one tinny for both places.
Right.
So that came in, and that's pretty nice.
This is cool. Didn't actually think about it till now, but my friend Rick might like this. It's a French Red Cross medal from the Franco-Prussian War, 1870, 1871. So, just cool.
Did the French win that war?
No, not so much. But it helped them get ready for the next one.
Oh yeah, it's a practice war.
Right. I also got, because some of you may know, I'm a closeted wing collector. I got some cool wings. This is a Flight Surgeon,
Wow.
3-inch with the long pin back.
Wow, that must be kind of a weird place to have surgery. Can you keep it steady for the...
Let me get your tonsils out. Oop, I mean circumcised. Actually, if you read the book, Cherry Ames Flight Nurse, it actually is a pretty interesting window into the life of a combat air medical person. Okay, so a glider pilot, air gunner wing, and then, because this is sort of a dual collection thing, because I not only collect wings, I collect women's things, and these are actually flight nurse wings.
Wow, those are cool.
So yeah, I got
Well,
a
not that
whole...
those others aren't. Those are cool too.
Right, but yeah, no, these are actually pretty rare. So I was tickled to get, a whole little smattering of them. Very, very cool.
Wow.
Just different, some pinback, some clutch back, different makers. It's just kind of neat to see all the different variants. For whatever reason, they didn't officially issue the women a 3-inch wing. They only gave them the 2-inch size.
Wow.
I know. This in Women's History Month, it doesn't seem fair. Although some women, or at least one company, made unofficial 3-inch nurse wings.
Wow.
But they're rare. Here, you talk about these birds.
Oh, look at. There's a couple of Luftwaffe birds. This looks like it's off of an M43 hat that looks like it may have been black in color. And this is a breast eagle. But they seem like they were removed but carefully trimmed, or maybe the moths trimmed them off. But this one definitely looks like it was removed from my hat.
Oh, yeah.
It's still bent.
It does.
And that's cool.
This is real nice. It's a real nice Army buckle with the tab in what I consider kind of the tropical paint, the real olive drab paint. 1940 dated. The leather tab. Sometimes you'll see like the tropical ones with the cloth tab, but this one has the leather tab on it. Just nicely marked, beautiful paint, probably unissued. So that was really cool.
Maybe the guy was really careful.
And then, well, I got up because again I collect women's stuff, so I got this Waves newsletter, which is kind of cool because they've got these early Graflex cameras on the front. And what's cool is that the Graflex flash tubes, you'll actually notice the similarities between that and Darth Vader's lightsaber.
Ooh.
All right, last but not least.
Wait, you missed this button.
Oh yeah. You can talk about the button.
Look at it's a USO button. We gave, we care.
Oh,
look at that. That's nice.
That's nice. All right, so the other thing I got is this Indian Wars era tunic. I keep vacillating on the year. I'm going with 1872 pattern so that I can get all the hate mail from you people that actually know what it is. But it's definitely an early one. Nicely padded. It does have the guy's initials in it. It did come with some preliminary research that may or may not be the guy.
Wow.
But just a real nice early tunic, with sergeant stripes and the service stripes. Just a cool looking tunic. We don't get to see a lot of early stuff here, but so I was excited to get that.
There's a lot of cool stuff you got.
A lot of cool stuff, and
my axe is.
And that's cool. A nice axe. This is really cool. This is from our friend Avery, who has been working on a series of these patch pictures for us. So he continued on, and I have to say his artwork is actually getting better. And he included a joke about the sock puppet.
Wow.
So that's awesome. So we're gonna frame this and put this up with the other ones. So thanks, Avery. Appreciate that. And your work is getting really good. So some real nice detail to these patches. This could be its own reference book. And there's Eisenhower down there.
Wow.
Unless that's me.
Oh.
But I'm not a 4-star anything.
Yeah.
So I'm going with that's Eisenhower.
Is that your arm with the?
That is my arm. That it's a nice rendition of my arm.
Yes. Wow.
So, but it was great to see so many of you at the show. Appreciate all of you who stopped by. Appreciated all of you who said you liked our videos. And if I ever find the guy who gives us the thumbs down, no, that's fine. It keeps us humble. But I did give away a lot of the "Don't Be That Guy" buttons. So it's a movement. That's spreading. Thanks to all of you who showed your concern for Mark not being there. Hey, where's Mark? We like Mark better. That's okay. We'll get him. We'll get him the Team Jerry shirts soon. And just in general, the show was really good. There was a lot of people. It was strongly attended. There was a lot of really cool stuff. There was more SS stuff at this show than I think I've ever seen. And I'm going to air quote, but reasonably priced. There was a lot of SS stuff that actually sold that was fairly priced for what it is. I mean, it's expensive stuff. But there was a lot of stuff that I had never seen at a show before. And it sold, including, actually this didn't sell, but this was cool. There was a Gebirgsjäger, the Bergführer SS badge.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
The only one known in existence. It was hand done probably for some officer. Came out of the Delitzsch collection, and Herman Historica had that, so that was really cool. I know a lot of you were kind of complaining, oh, there's so many fakes there, and okay, yeah, there are. But the point is to know who you're dealing with and figure out their return policy before you buy the items. Sometimes you get a piece and you're all excited and you look, then you get it back to the table and you're like, oh, wait a minute, something's not right. Any good dealer worth their salt is going to take the item back, but you want to know who you're dealing with before you lay that money down. There are going to be plenty of fakes there. You have to sort through the chaff. As much as they try to police it, they can't police everything. I mean, there's literally millions and millions of items there. So you have to take some responsibility on yourself as a collector to become more informed on what you collect. And there's a lot of ways to do that. There's online forums, there's books, as I like to say, for those who want salvation cheaply, there is little comfort to be had from the great teachers. Because you have to put in the time to learn about this stuff, learn about the wings, look at the different metals, whatever you collect, just spend some time, look in the books, go to shows, handle real things. German badges can be tricky. There was a guy walking around and he had a fake Fallschirmjäger badge that he was trying to sell, and it was beautiful. I was like, oh my God. And of course his price was, enticing.
That should have been
it should have been the red flag. Yeah, when a guy's trying to sell a thing for 1/3 of its value, that's a little bit of a red flag. And it was, because I didn't grab from my wallet, I grabbed from my phone. And I'm like, let me take a picture of this and send it to my friend. So then I was able to send a picture to Mark. Mark looked in the book at the known examples. There was a couple things that just didn't jive, so I passed on it, so that dealing with fakes is just part of what we collect. I don't want to say it's a necessary evil, because it would be great if it wasn't, but it's just a part of it that we have to deal with. It happens. You want to, if you buy a fake, you can't cry over spilt milk. Get beyond it. Use it as a learning experience, and move on to the next thing. Don't let it get you down. We've all been there. We've all bought in fakes. It happens. Our pretty much our entire reproduction area is fakes that somebody bought along the line as real.
And some people have paid a lot of money for some of that stuff, and we actually had an SS Allgemein and General's hat that was fake, but the guy that bought it flew to Germany to pick up his hat, and that was the whole purpose of his flight to Germany, was just to buy that hat. And it was fake, and I don't think he knew it while he was alive, but
unfortunately. So it happens. So, those of you who complain about, the prices are way too high and there's so many fakes, yes, but there are deals to be had. You just have to look. You have to spend the time. You go through the Riker mounts. You dig through the patch boxes. You find what you collect. You network with other collectors. Hey, there's a thing over there. I knew you said you were looking for it. There's one. It's a good price. Go get it. Okay. Or, hey, I know a guy looking for this. Let me text him a picture. Okay. The more you can network with other collectors, the better off your collection will be. Okay, let me get down off my soapbox. All right. thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't subscribed, hit the little subscribe button, wherever it is. I don't know where it is. And subscribe so you won't miss out on any of these fantastic videos that we do. We got more coming up, but we're still kind of sorting through the debris of the show. This one took a lot out of us, so we're not quite back to normal yet. But we wanted to share with you the stuff that we did get. So thanks as always for joining us. Until next time, I'm Jerry.
And I'm Mark.
And we are the Military Collectibles Shop.